Hello, welcome to this week's technique tutorial. We're going to bring an introduction to the roller today. So the roller is great for building up the oblique muscles. So the ones on the sides of the abs here to stop us twisting and rotating too much. And it's great for building a little bit of balance and coordination. So we're going to come on to the roller now. I'm going to bring you through a few basic exercises to help you improve that, a little few technique tips to bring into it as well. So we're going to bring the roller onto our mat, sit on the very end of the roller, and then lie back onto it. So your head should be resting on the roller and your spine should be on the roller the whole way down as well. Hands by the side, don't have them out too wide, but don't have them in too narrow. So somewhere near the edge of the mat or just down onto the floor below it. First thing you're going to do is, once you're comfortable, imprint the spine and just get used to bring the legs to tabletop. So we're using the hands to stabilize the body here. You feel yourself roll from side to side and you want to just use your hands very lightly to correct that until you try to have that weight distributed evenly between the left and the right side. To make this a little bit harder, we can start to tap the toes. So this just challenges the lower abs a little bit more while we work on maintaining our balance. Bring the obliques into it. From here then, we can bring the feet back down onto the mat and we can challenge the balance and coordination a little bit more. So we can bring the right leg to tabletop, spine is imprinted, and the left hand up to the ceiling. And now you're going to start to transfer your weight between your right hand and your left foot as you rock side to side. If you feel that you're not confident enough for that, or you feel a little bit too unsteady, you can just bring the left hand just an inch or two off the mat. It doesn't have to come up all the way to the ceiling. So you can bring the hand up just an inch or two and just make little corrections with your fingertips on the left side if you need, but you want to do most with your left leg and your right hand. And now we're going to switch to the opposite side, so keeping the spine imprinted. Left leg comes to tabletop, right hand comes up, and this time between the right leg and the left hand, you'll be shifting your weight back ever so slightly from side to side. And again, this hand doesn't have to be all the way to the ceiling, it can be just up off the mat and does the exact same thing for you. Imprint the spine, we can develop that, we can bring the right leg to tabletop, the left hand to the ceiling or just off the mat, and then the right hand to the ceiling or just off the mat, and with the fingertips on each hand, you can make little corrections as needed. Sometimes when you see the hands up here, everyone gets shakier because they're so much further from the floor, you're going to have to go a long way to stabilise yourself. So bring the arms and legs back down. We can bring the left leg to tabletop, then the right hand to the ceiling or just off the mat, and then the left hand to the ceiling or just off the mat. And you'll find one side sometimes is shakier than the other. And just like I'm showing you here, you just make little corrections with your fingertips until you feel steady, and then you can bring the hands all the way up towards the ceiling. As I said, sometimes it's shakier when you get to that because it's a longer way down, and then bring the arms and legs back down from there. So that's a nice easy way to start to bring that in. If you want to make it a little bit harder from there, we can have the hands down, imprint the spine, legs to tabletop, and we can go back to the toe taps, right leg off the mat, back to tabletop, and then the left toes to the mat, back to tabletop. We can bring the hands into it this time. So we bring the right toes to the mat and the right hand to the ceiling. And as right toes very lightly tap the mat. Legs to tabletop, hands by the side. Left toes to the mat, left hand to the ceiling. And legs back to tabletop, hands by the side. As you tap each foot, so when the right side moves, your weight will shift slightly to the left side so the pressure can come through your left hand, stabilising yourself, but keep the spine imprinted the whole time. Legs to tabletop, hands by the side, and then your weight shifts slightly to the right. Tap the left toes off the mat, left hand to the ceiling, legs to tabletop, and hands by the side. It should be millimetres you feel your body shift from side to side. It shouldn't be anything dramatic. So it should be small little movements. And what you're doing is you just feel like your weight is going through your right arm and then transferring to the left arm. So very, very small movements of the body. We want to try and keep that roller as still as we can, but we just want to shift the weight between our arms. So that's an introduction to the roller. It's a great way to build a little bit of coordination and balance, and it really starts to tie in our obliques in a way we haven't done when we're down on the mat. So you can give those exercises a go, try to get better at them. And if you want to make it a little bit harder, you can speed them up a little bit more, get those transitions happening a little bit quicker from one position to the next, or instead of having the hands out as wide, you can bring them in closer. If you have any questions, let me know. Bye bye.